Hello, my name is Kearns. My friends call me Paul. Paul Kearns. I'm a musician, a farmer, a Christian. I'm also a deep and passionate lover of our Father in heaven, which we are His children, and His children are company enough for me for the time being. Lord God, bless our contacts that have view of this message. Tomorrow and during the daytime, I plan on going out into the garden. So I've got some lights out. Trying to see. It's dark out, but we got some gardens out there. And tomorrow we're going to talk about some organic methods that we're doing to grow this garden, and also methods of canning and just overall oversight of what's going on out here in a garden every day at a very slow pace. You notice things that the average person can't notice because we're not in a rush. To first find our Father's dominion, you probably should fast from this world for a short time. Anybody, just to kind of be able to hear your own spirit and your own voice in your mind, because we are spheres of influence, and we're constantly led and pried by our friends and loved ones, actually, even to do things that I don't know, might enable us to show love for a family member, but disable us from working for the Father full time. So as much as we need to be servants of our brothers and sisters for God, don't forget about the entire picture. I plan on trying to put together my short video clip that's hopefully going to shed light on my life in such a way that doesn't bring down anyone else's life or demeanor anyone else's way of living, but just adds thought, adds food for thought, adds a mindset. Because the mindset that I'm able to achieve with much patience is much greater than what I can achieve faking patience for someone, for a job, or to get some kind of money. The real patience that you get through the long suffering of the Spirit comes from the Father, and it's really hard to be moved. It's really hard to be taken from you, like your joy and everything that you get with it. There's a certain level of joy that you get from peace, and a certain level of misery that we got to go through in our life also to care about peace. So there's a time and place for everything. God speaks about it in His Word, and I believe we're getting to a time where if people's eyes can't see big things happening, how much harder is it to see these tiny things that are happening right in front of their face that are very enlightening. The insect world, I got a little beetle crawling here, talking about, there's a little June bug, I think it's June bug. I've got a cigarette here, I probably need to quit smoking, but these bugs come in season. They come in and out with the rains, and they increase depending on the amount of it. And the sun has its balances. These storms have their balances throughout the times, and this rejuvenation process is letting us know the time and season at hand is near. And I'm not saying to stack up food so that you can and to farm and go crazy about the end times, having everything for those who are going to be here. But I am saying that the mindset that comes from knowing something changes the mindset that you would have if you were in denial or not knowing. And really, no one should believe in something unless God has instilled it in their hearts, because there's a certain purpose for every person's life. there's a many-membered body to Christ. And if each person has their own free will, God is going to use that free will in order to benefit him. I truly believe that even when we're in the face of evil spirits, and we're in the face of real evil spirits too, not just someone who's malnutritioned because of vitamin supplements and can't hold a straight face. That's not what I mean. I mean real demonic pressure. But I have to keep going back out of that, because as the sun increases temperature, taking away vitamin supplements of the body, as people grow less and less thirsty for knowledge, as it says in the Bible that my people shall die of lack of knowledge, as it gets more and more into the simple understandings of our body and our surroundings and our comfortability. Like I'm sitting here with bugs all over me, I haven't been bitten by anything. I got stuff. I got a light, but so far I haven't been discomforted. Now, if for some reason I start putting out some kind of weird energy here, I might start getting bit by some of these fire ants. But in other words, I'm not trying to overwhelm anybody with information, but the type of mindset I have is completely opposite of someone who is forced to go to bed at a certain time to wake up just to get enough money to feed his family. And this story even reminds me of Amos. I think it was like chapter 9 or chapter 8 in there, where a day's wage was compared to a loaf of bread. I mean, if the wages aren't similar now, then I don't know what is. I find that if I sit here patiently and grow these vegetables, that I will see things and learn things at a rapid level no one would expect, and that I don't even expect. And then also what I need as far as my substance goes seems to just come right here to the yard. I've got people that smile and wave at me all day and ask advice about farming, because I'm grabbing dirt out the river back here and the black soil from the dry river and putting it up here before the rain season comes in. And I'm growing all my stuff organic, and I don't have any worms or anything, but there's many complex reasons why that is. It has to do with water levels. It has to do with your attention. It has to do with what you know. I've got potatoes over here just pretty much shredded right now by these little gnats. They're like no-see-ums almost. They just shred them, and the dragonflies love to eat those no-see-ums. Okay, but if I don't never go ruffle up the potatoes like I didn't do with those, then they're not going to fly up and for the dragonflies to eat. And let me tell you something: the dragonflies are within a foot of my foot sometimes, almost landing on my hand like they're my friends. And they're waiting on me to flush those potatoes up and to get those things. And I notice if I get out of my rhythms, they get out of their rhythms. If I don't go into stuff like the squash quite frequently to pick, which you have to do that quite often, every 2 days probably, then these it's like almost like thorns start appearing in there. It's a stink bug. It's almost itchy. You know what I mean? And that's like that. Every plant has its defense system, but the defense system gets greater and greater the more I lack going in there to pick my vegetables. But anyways, I wanted to rant on a video tonight and kind of open up my YouTube in such a way that might make me more comfortable with using this camera, because it's awfully awkward trying to talk to nobody. And then the other thing is the information that I'm talking about is probably not interesting to anybody. There's no explosions. There's no catastrophe. But I enjoy those updates from Pastor Paul Begley, and I continue to get blessed by them in the future. I hope and pray, and I'll put this video out there to um, to bless Paul Begley's ministry in Jesus Christ's holy precious name, and also to ask to every one of you that have a skill in some way, shape, or form to bring it to the table however we can. If this is all we can do is a YouTube for now, maybe something better can come to the future if we prove to God that we're worthy of it. But I do know that this is pretty awesome, that we can just all of a sudden talk to people on YouTube. And I talked to Paul Begley on the phone today, and his wife Heidi, and they were amazing people, just like you see on the video. But they answered the phone. It was really them, and I didn't expect that. And the technology these days is awesome. I hope you guys are into our Father's Word and stay busy, staying into the meat of God's Word, and also don't forget about the children who are still drinking the milk. In Jesus Christ's holy precious name, I thank you all. And again, I'm Paul Kearns from South Carolina, and God bless all of you. There ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. There ain't no grave gonna hold my body down.